Welcome to Brenau University's Career Coaching Series. This module, Job Search Planning, will guide you through the basic steps of a job search, from resume building to writing cover letters. Now let's turn our attention to the very practical step of developing your job search plan. In getting this accomplished, we're going to break the process down into easily achieved steps. Setting up your job search plan consists of the following steps: update your resume, develop a cover letter, identify relevant job resources, identify relevant networks, expand your personal network, set daily and weekly measurable goals, and finally, just do it. Just do it can be the most difficult part of this stage in your job search, but in the final analysis, it's just like exercise. No one can do it for you. Let's start by reviewing how to update your resume. Remember, as we discussed in earlier career coaching modules, your job search plan is founded upon the idea that taking care of yourself during your job search allows you to then, in turn, take care of your family and friends. Without repeating the earlier information, but as a reminder, you want to go through a job search while taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. These are the foundation blocks upon which you take positive action in finding your next position. Now, let's turn to some very practical information regarding resumes and cover letters. You may already have a resume of your work experience to date on hand. If so, begin with that. If not, then let's review a few basic points in developing a resume. First, consider the format and style of your resume. We recommend logging onto job board sites such as Career Builder, Monster, the Riley Guide, or the Career Services section of Brenau's website, and search for information concerning formats and styles currently popular. Here we want to ensure that your new resume looks fresh, current, and modern. You can also use your search engine to research resumes and find mountains of information on the internet to help you with this step. After reviewing information on these websites, you will eventually have to settle on a format or style that you think best presents your work experience and potential as an employee. As a general guideline, resumes for jobs in creative fields are very different from jobs in less creative industries. For example, a digital graphic artist will want to establish a personal website and display the work done and other relevant resume-based information. This website may eventually become the actual resume of the artist. On the other hand, a project manager would be far less likely to present work in this manner, as it does not lend itself to a graphical presentation. Search for examples of resumes in your field using your search engine and select the style and format that works best for you. Second, let's think about the length of your resume. A new grad may have difficulty filling one page with relevant information. Someone who is in mid-career may have many achievements to highlight, but has difficulty selecting the ones to show on a resume. Someone who has a mature career history may be challenged with leaving off earlier career achievements that may be important to his or her career. All career stages have their own challenges. Again, as a general rule, if you're an early career, say 5 years or less, you may want to consider a one-page resume. Mid or mature career stages generally call for a two-page resume. Resumes longer than 2 pages, even though they may contain relevant and important information, professional achievements, and other such things, will seldom be read by an initial resume screener. Whether we like it or not, initial resume screeners are pressed for time and want to make quick assessments. Research indicates that initially a resume is reviewed in 10 to 20 seconds. Fair or not, we have to accept the challenge to make your resume impactful and professional from the very beginning. Third, what goes into a resume? Again, it may be different for each career stage and to some degree your particular industry. Our recommendation is to return to your search engine and review resumes relevant to the type of work you want. Believe it or not, there are websites that show current examples of resumes in many fields. If you cannot locate any of these, ask your former HR manager for anonymous examples, or even ask colleagues to share their personal resumes with you. Just get some idea regarding what others in your field see as relevant achievements and how they've described them. Remember, however, some examples you may find may be worth emulating and others may not. Finally, once all this is done, you need to think about the overall impact that you want your resume to project. You want it to suggest an innovative, achievement-oriented, literate, thoughtful, well-crafted document. These types of considerations will help you select practical things such as a font style or size, margins, and other formatting decisions. Most resumes are done in New Roman times or something similarly simple and straightforward. Over-stylistic fonts are generally not recommended outside of the creative fields. Once you have a first draft of your resume completed, it is a good idea to have someone knowledgeable and objective take a look at it. You may have done a fantastic job, but a new set of eyes can always be helpful. Ask a colleague or perhaps a former manager to take a look at it and make suggestions for improvement. You may decide not to take their suggestions, or you may find them incredibly helpful. We have a tendency to fall in love with our work, especially our resumes, as they are so important to us. Finding some objective and helpful advice helps to balance out this tendency. Remember to run spell check on every resume draft, but don't stop there. Spell check does not pick up certain words that sound alike, or may have several meanings. Spell check is a good place to start, but you need someone to review your resume who has strong grammar and punctuation knowledge. Still don't feel confident with the resume you developed? Well, you may want to consider engaging a professional resume writer to review and suggest improvements. A simple web search will present a list of many professional resume developers. They often have widely differing credentials as well as fee structures. Our suggestion is to consider using a qualified, reasonable priced professional resume developer for your initial resume if you are not confident in your resume building skills. If you're feeling overwhelmed with this process, then you may want to use a service like this. If you don't write well, you may want to use a service like this. If you just want your work checked by someone objective who sees many resumes, you may want to use this service as well. However, generally speaking, if you want to select someone who has a background in HR or recruiting and who charges less than $100 for their service, spending more than this for professional help may be useful to mature career stage job searchers who haven't developed a resume in years. Things have changed, and some guidance on how it's done today may be a good idea. At this point, it's time to just do it. Get your computer and any previous resumes you have and begin. Nothing will replace the courage to take the first step in developing your new resume. You may find that you develop a number of versions of your resume during your job search, especially if you're in mid or mature career stages. Because you are experienced, you may want to list different achievements for different jobs you're applying for. The same is true for a cover letter, which is our next topic. There are a number of viewpoints regarding the importance of cover letters. For example, technology-based industries are typically sold on the technical skills demonstrated in a resume and give less credence to cover letters. On the other hand, positions that require strong communication and persuasive skills, such as sales and marketing, may see your cover letter as an example of your abilities in these areas. Our suggestion is to always submit a cover letter, but address it to the specific role you are seeking and keep it at about half to 3/4 of a page. Information contained should relate your qualifications to the job for which you are applying. As such, cover letters are almost always newly drafted for each resume submitted. We suggest that you follow the same search and review process used in developing a resume. Use a search engine to look at current examples of cover letters. Write one as an exercise and have a friend or colleague analyze it. And by all means, be sure that everything is spelled correctly in your letter. As you find new job openings of interest to you, most likely you want to tailor or tweak your resume and cover letter to better demonstrate your qualifications against the position description, especially if you're submitting your credentials into an electronic resume management system. Be extra sure to embed into your resume and cover letter as many as possible of the exact words used in the job description as you possibly can. Electronic resume systems often sort resumes using keywords and phrases as a first step in the candidate review process. So using the words and phrases from the job description helps improve your chances of getting through the electronic phase of candidate review. Also, submit your credentials within 2 days of the job posting, if at all possible. In today's economy, your resume will be lost in the sheer number of resumes submitted, so act quickly and accurately. Resumes submitted beyond a week after the posting may not be seen at all by the hiring company using a sophisticated electronic recruiting system. On the other hand, small and mid-sized companies often personally manage recruitment, so a resume submitted later may have a better chance of being seen. And do this again and again and again until the payoff comes with a call for an actual interview. Remember, nothing takes the place of perseverance at this stage of your job search.